Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope you're all doing well. It is Sunday after the Thanksgiving week, I guess, right? And I'm just showing off a little Lego character that my kids put together. My boy wanted to show this on the show, so I figured I'd show it in case he's watching the show one day. He does watch the show, checks on what Dad's up to. And he's got to keep an eye on the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum and make sure I'm on time. So this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. We talk about Agile and Scrum in a practical and tactical way and share some ideas and thoughts on how to get work done to make money for your business, for yourself as an entrepreneur or your own operations, and have some fun so you can get home to your family and friends at a decent time. And so that we don't overwork and stress out, like that one article a couple of days ago I was commenting about a lady taking sicky days, which is a sad thing. If you're working that hard, you got to take sicky days. You know, we need to work on that, right? And hopefully give you some ideas on how to do that. Just be more effective with the time you have rather than add more time to make up for being ineffective time. And I'm not saying I'm perfect because I got stuff too, but it's always a work in progress every day, what you do. And this is episode 132, and it is Sunday, so try to keep it light. And I'm not gonna put. I mean, I got our sign up there, but I'm not gonna do any trains today because the show for the trains is today on South Street around 4 o'clock, and I have to set everything up. So you probably saw a bunch of video clips of me putting the trains out there. And I'll tell you, they always talk about putting stuff out there and you learn how things work. And putting out TikTok videos is twice so far that my stuff has been banned from TikTok. One with the Eddie doing his ninja routine. Apparently can't do it. Though, however, you can show a guy with a sword cutting fruit in half. That's legit. But you can't do or doing some sword fighting kind of things. And then the other day I found out that TikTok puts music out there that it's not able to be used all across different regions. So I'm learning that, yeah, you put some music on it that they put on there for you to put on the videos, but yet you're not supposed to. So, I'm learning how this works. I guess you got to let it sit on TikTok for a little bit before you start sharing it to the world, and they'll tell you whether or not it's okay or not. Though I think their algorithm is a little messed up because, anyway, I won't go there. That's another story. I did notice a lot more people going live the other day, though, in LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn is turning on their live capability for more people. So that's interesting. More live people going on LinkedIn. So two things I want to talk about today. I want to talk about resume again. There was something I forgot to mention about doing the resume stuff because I am going to put a career section into the site so you can hear tips and stuff like that about Scrum and Agile and from my career and being a Scrum Master, where you go, kind of the mentoring side. Just some thoughts. And then also I want to talk about getting rid in the transformation business. There's a lot of baggage that comes over from previous operations, like meetings and things like that. One of the biggest complaints people have is the number of meetings they have to go to and the time they spend in meetings. I don't really count working meetings. We're actually looking at software as a meeting. Maybe you do, but I count that as a working collaboration activity for working on code and improving code. So again, this is episode 132 episodes. Pretty amazing. Every day around 5 o'clock. I think we started a little bit late, almost 6 o'clock, but it is Sunday, so it's okay. I've been up though. I've been looking at what's going on overnight and seeing what's out there in the world, what's new, anything good and juicy out there. So resumes and interviews. One of the things I had, and we talked about some of the resumes, and I had a bunch of Agile coaches coming in to be Agile coaches and interview a bunch of people. I interviewed Scrum Masters. I interviewed dev people, testers through my time. Because just interview them, asking questions. One of the things I ask people, when I ask, what did you do? And a lot of times, because it's so drummed in everybody's brain that we're a team, and it's we. I'm like, no. This is an interview about you and what you have contributed It's okay during the interview to say what I have done. You balance it out like I did this, I did that. Did you really do that? Where you can say, I might be able to say, hey, I made $1 million business. Yeah, that's not I, that's a we thing where we as a group made this product. But what did you do individually contribute to that product? Well, I helped them organize and facilitate their meetings so that they used to meet for 2 hours a day. It got it down to 5 minutes, right? That would be great. So like if you're doing an interview, it's like, hey, their daily scrum when I first got there, they were running daily scrum for an hour, and I was like, what is this? And I go from an hour to like 6 minutes. So now this daily scrum of people just all over the place, I help facilitate in such a way to be effective enough that all they really needed was 6 minutes. So I gave them back 55 minutes or 54 minutes or 50 minutes. Let's say you made it back down to 10 minutes. I gave them back 50 minutes of their time. That's a resume thing, right? That's what you did as an agile coach or scrum master or facilitator or whatever you did. Or, let's say you do a group thing as a developer. Well, we developed this new software system to deliver TV on your desktop, and my part is I created the algorithm from which to measure, figure out what shows, channels you can watch, and I contributed that to the system and to that. Or I did, I used to do code reviews with my teammates. Anytime they did it, here's how I would do it. I would give them an email on the Slack. They would say, "Hey, I need a code review," and I would reply back like, "Hey, I'm done my thing and then work my time. I can review your code in like the next half hour if that's okay." That's what I did. That's good, and it talks about how you communicate and do all the things like that, and how much you code. Particular, oh, I coded 50 million lines. The one thing I don't want, from a we perspective, there's different times. I want to make it clear. There's what I did, contributed to the team. Like I developed a new algorithm for testing, doing automated testing for our group, and supply that, and then demo that for the rest of the team, so the rest of my teammates can learn what I did. And that's a good one, right? So I brought in a new database testing software for unit testing, and then after I was done, I shared that with my team, and I got all 5 or all 10 of my teammates to be using the same database software. And then later on, we spread that across the organization. That's a good resume thing. That's a good eye. Bad eye is like when I do demos, and I think I talked about this before. I've been on demos where people demo software, and they said I did that, and I said I don't think you did it all by yourself. You as a team did it. That's a we. That's where you do we. We as a team built the software on here. That includes testers and developers and business people and all that to come up with this solution. That's a we, right? But I have seen demos where people will demo a piece of software and say, "Well, I did this." Probably not much I. So anyway, so that's the difference between a resume, we, and an I. And just make sure you bring out what you did as an individual, and not so we did this, we did that. No. I need to know what you did, not what we did. I want to know what you did to contribute to the team to be a we, right? So that's the resume thing. Just keep an eye on that for when you do interviews. All right, the last thing, because I want to make it short because it is Sunday. Got to get ready for doing the trains later today, and I'm double booked. But the show must go on, right? As they say. Eliminating meetings. So in the transformation world, there's a lot of things where, like, I just gave the example. Hey, we used to meet for an hour. I got it down to 10 minutes, right? There's a lot of cases where people still have meetings. They have to meet with their managers. They had to do briefs. What have I done? What's a week been like? What I would like to encourage Scrum Masters to do is to work with the team's manager, because there's still managers out there, okay? Yes, the ideal world is a flat organization. We don't have the managers, but they're there, and especially in a transformation where you're transforming from a waterfall or organizational structure, hierarchy structure, into more of a Scrum activity. Recommend inviting managers and stakeholders to Daily Scrum. Managers, you should try to make it in such a way that managers can attend the daily scrums for their teams, or find a way, or work with them to attend, and invite them as a scrum master. You can go out there and invite managers to attend your scrum meetings, and you really should, and I really recommend you doing it. The reason being, then you follow up. See, so the more one little part here, okay? So yes, invite them in, and then work with them and find out how it worked. Did it benefit you? Do your weekly meetings you have? Do you think if you were to go to Daily Scrum every day, you would need that weekly briefing meeting? Can we eliminate that meeting, or make it smaller, or make it more of a one-on-one meeting with people, or transform it into something else that's more valuable to the manager and the employee? I don't know. It's something to think about, where you need to bring them in and then follow up and find out how it went, and did they get what they needed, right? See what they're looking for. See if you can't get it so these daily scrum meetings can replace any kind of daily brief or weekly brief meetings or daily meetings or whatever they have, because trust me, they still have them. They're hidden there. You might not get involved because you're a scrum master, but there is these meetings. Because one of the things I always thought as a manager, when I had a bunch of teams, and I used to set it up where I would sit in one room and attend like three different, sometimes 4 different daily scrums, all within that same hour. And that 1 hour a day for me, I knew what every individual was doing every day. I didn't need weekly briefs. Didn't need them, because I was there and I saw what everybody was doing every day and how they were working. But that's where a manager can come in and help fix blockers, find out what's going on, and kind of pay attention to how things are communicating and get an understanding. So I really encourage you as scrum masters to invite managers to the meetings, so you can eliminate the old traditional weekly updates, right? Or even daily. Some places you do daily updates, but you can eliminate them by going to the daily scrums. So anyway, that's my tip. But remember, you can invite them in so they attend, but then you got to follow back up and find out how it went, and engage with them, right? You can't just say, well, I did my part, I invited them, they attended, and we're still doing the meetings. Well, you got to follow up and find out how to get rid of it, and have this conversation, a coaching conversation with them on how to save time. Anyway, that's it. This is Sunday. Please like us. I don't know where the like thing went, but we still have the bell. And there's Thomas over there in the corner hiding. Train day. So have fun today. It's Sunday. Happy Scrumming. We'll be back Monday, more towards the 5 a.m. hour. I know we were a little late today, but have a good weekend. Have some fun. Enjoy family and friends. You'll see some videos come out through the day, just from the setup and the kids, and it's gonna be rainy, icky out. We're undercover, but for the kids that do show up, and the little kids, seeing trains during the holidays is always a fun thing. And I think I'm gonna expand it more. And people are like, I want to go in and do this. I'm getting emails in Facebook for people who are like, want to do this stuff, and we're gonna do some stuff during the summer too. Anyway, with that, happy scrumming. Enjoy your last day of the holiday. Hope everybody has a safe ride home. Don't get stuck out in the snow in the Northeast, and then have some fun. Bye. Take care.